Hello, Renee Flamond here. One of the topics that I think takes a back seat a lot is ourselves and caring for ourselves. We think of it as boring. We don't think it's going to give us immediate relief. So you might even skip a video on that. You know what I'm saying? You're just looking for, how can I deal with this? How can I understand this? What do I do with this pain? How do I get through this? What the heck is happening? We forget that if you come across a self-care video, it's very vital right now that we take care of ourselves and work to get our life back on track. With or without the narcissist, you still have a life to live, right? I mean, there's a life that still needs to be lived, regardless of the status with the narcissist. Off, on, off, on. We're doing great. You know what? Getting your own life together in a solid way, where it stands alone and independent of anything to do with anybody else for that matter, is very vital, especially when you're in the middle of all this with the narcissist. And you know, you hear a lot about living your best life is the best revenge, and living your best life is the best revenge. You should do it anyway. We should do it anyway, because honestly, the best revenge, that's not the energy we want. I don't think that should be your motivation for living your best life. I don't. I think living your best life should be for you, and that will lead you to healing faster. And I'm going to tell you why. You know I'm going to tell you why. You got mind, body, and soul, right? They're all connected. We've all been told for years they're connected. Some of us, some of you may be, I am there, not even there yet. You don't even realize how connected it all is. Starts with nutrition. Do you exercise? Do you meditate? Do you sit quietly and listen to music if you're not a meditator? Do you stare at the wall and gather your thoughts? Do you recharge your energy somehow? I don't care if you like a ballet, you take in a ball game, you cook, you take a class, you go do your lawn. There are 1,000,001 activities all in between that will recharge somebody. And that's very personal. Like, you won't catch me gardening, honey. I'm a city child through and through. I grew up in a tenement house with a cement yard. No, I'm not gardening. And I won't take a cooking class either. But we all do something. I'm a big music listener. I listen to the words. I'll try to meditate. I try to eat right. Things like this are very, very vital to your mental well-being. That's why they say mind, body, and soul. It all connects. And right now, you need the strongest mind to deal with what you're going through, the strongest body, and the strongest soul. If you're a churchgoer, if you're spiritual, this would be the time to tap into all of that. Because you need help from everybody. And I have days like that, and my daughter will laugh, my friends will laugh. I'll have on a cross, I'll have on a Buddha, and I'll just go, I need everybody today. This is that time that you turn to things that will feed your soul. Do you like quotes? I do. I read them. I like to read, do you like I said, music? Do you like being with your friends? Do you like being with your family? This is the time to overindulge on anything that energizes you. And this is the time to back off from things that deplete you. We have people in our lives, we all know it. Even if you love them and they're a good friend or a family member and you really love them, but for some reason, when you two are together, you both feel exhausted when you leave each other. You deplete each other. Who knows why? People are triggers for different reasons to each other. Stay clear of that kind of activity or person at this time. What you need to have around you, I think always, but especially going through this, is anything that feeds you positive energy, positive nutrition, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep. That little thing of getting enough sleep, I learned that the very long, hard way in my life. Nothing to do with the narcissist. Sleep is a thing humans need. I say that like that funny because I used to think that as long as I wasn't tired, I didn't need to sleep. And then you crash in some capacity or another due to lack of sleep. A chronic 35-year lack of sleep I had once. It leads to, devastating consequences. If you're in the thick of all of this, and you're sleep deprived, and you're nutrition deprived, which we go one way or the other, don't we, when we break up with somebody, or we're going through a bad time. Some of us pig out, some of us don't eat for weeks. I've done both. I do both. So they balance each other out. But especially if you're someone that's not nourishing your body, you're not sleeping, you're staying alone in your house, you're not surrounding yourself by the people that recharge you and love you, this is the time that is very vital. As vital as the videos you look up that say, what do I do when they hoover? Or how do I get through this? Or what does it mean that he did this? Or what does it mean that I feel that? Those are all very, very important to getting through the narcissist business. Of course, I make them. I want you to watch every single one. But the self-care that you need to put in, and just take this video's advice alone. You don't need to look up special diets and juice cleanses and all this business to make it overwhelming. Just make good choices every day that feed you. Get the endorphins from exercise. If you're not an exerciser, just go for a walk then. I'm not trying to turn anyone on to fitness. It's not like I work out 7 days a week. I think about it every day, which I think counts as working out in my mind lately. And I'll go through bouts of trying to do things. But I always stretch. I always meditate. I always do yoga of some kind. But I don't like to get to a gym. That's just not my thing. But I do something to keep your body moving and stretched out and flexible. And as we age, that's very important. That all feeds. That all feeds. You have to view yourself as having the tremendous value that you do. And if you go through the motions at first, even if we don't feel like it, doing these actions of these different things, the rest will follow. List for yourself the positives in your life, what you'd like to see for yourself, not for revenge. Don't have that be an energy. Is that a nice byproduct? Sure. They detest to see you happy. They detest to see you looking good. They detest to see you feeling good. They detest seeing you okay. Oh my God. Let alone doing well. But don't let that carry you for your reasoning. I just feel, I believe in karma. I've talked about that a lot. I'm overdue for a karma video because I love her. Karma, I don't think, likes that. I know she doesn't. If you carry in your heart the motivation is revenge, that's going to come back on you, or your goal won't be achieved. If you come at it as, I love myself, I recognize my value, I'm going to treat myself as I did when I was a mother and I had a small child. I'm going to treat myself like I do my mother who I go visit. I'm going to treat myself like with kindness and compassion and nurturing in all the ways you nurture the aforementioned people. Do you know what I mean? Be happy in your own environment. And let me tell you something. If you're not, change it. You can be alone. You can be alone. I'm not saying you have to surround yourself by people all the time. I like being alone. It gives me a lot of energy. And I keep it zen, but I get very peaceful and quiet, and you know what I mean? I like that energy. You might be somebody that likes to be going out all the time. If that's the case, then do it. But don't feel the need to do that to try to show that you're living like they are. I'm living as hard as you are. If you can go out all the time, so can I. That never even entered my mind, because I am, by nature, I've learned with age, I'm a social being, but I do prefer to be in my home. I like my home. I like the space I've created here. So I wouldn't make myself go out on the town to show him I'm going out too. No way. You can be alone. Be happy in your own environment. But if you aren't, like I was saying, then change it. If you find that you are going out a lot and you really decide you don't like it, you're exhausted, you're working, you're getting out at 5:30, you're rushing to go out, you're not getting enough. If you re-examine something in your life, I just took going out as an example, and you're like, you know what, I really don't even like that. I had a lot of time in my 40s where I went out and I did all that, and brunch on Sunday and shopping on Saturday and going out with your friends, and it was fun, but it was exhausting. And I wouldn't keep that pace up now. I don't feel the need to do that anymore. I don't know. 10 years later, life is happy for me right here. So I've made changes. If there's something in your life that you look at and you think, I just don't like this, don't do it. I'm not saying avoid your responsibilities. That doesn't mean you know exactly what I'm saying, though. Like going out. If you find yourself doing that, to just think you have to, and you're exhausted, stay home. I had probably a better night the last weekend, both nights, than many people I know. And other than a little bit, I basically was home alone on both nights. I played music, I sing, I watch RuPaul's Drag Race right now. I'm rewatching Dexter again. I dance with Minnie. I mean, I don't know. I'm creative. I'll paint. I don't know. There's always something to do. I don't feel the need to get out there and prove that I got it going on too. I know I have it going on. You know what I mean? So later on today, I'm going to go visit friends in their home. I don't feel the need to get out there, though. That's my peaceful place, is visiting more intimately. Like I'm going to... That's been a natural change from Corona, I think. Many of us now visit with each other in our homes rather than meet out like used to be the case. And I only do that when I feel like it. I don't mean to say it like that, but there have been times that friends will call and I want to stay home that day. I don't have anything to do and I just want to stay home, and I'll go, no, thank you. I'm good here, or whatever the case. A lot of you just keep going out and you feel like that's what you need to do and you're exhausting yourselves. I want to bring about the peacefulness that can be when you just sit and reflect on what's happening to you. It's quite miraculous when you give it enough time. And journal what happened to you. And like I said, look at it. Buy a whiteboard. And list on the whiteboard, I did every single thing that he did just in a 3-month span. That was enough to help me break through the wall of getting away. Because I would just stare at it. I'd go. I was like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. And with every passing week, I felt better, and I'm nurturing myself, and I'm taking time, and I'm doing things I love and reconnecting with activities I love. It's very, very vital to your mental health that you with the most effort, try to keep yourself in an environment and a state of mind wherein you are happy, you feel loved, you feel the value of yourself, and you know that you are worthy. I cannot tell you enough how important it is that you have to feel those things in order to get through this. Because this is not easy for you. I know that it isn't. Oh my God, I'm always a mess. when I think of people going through it now, I always cry. I always cry. And in order to get through it, you need every advantage on your side. Every advantage. So please pay this proper mind and take care of yourself and get your life back on track, because it's going to happen with or without the narcissist. You have your life to live. You have things that you like, people, connections, work, activities, hobbies. What are they? What do you like? What don't you like? Start now. Oh, I've always wanted to golf. Go golfing. Start now. Anything. But it's your life to live, and you have to do it. Don't wait on them. Think you're going to show, you're waiting around for their return. You think you're going to show them how devoted you are. He'll see if I just wait and do nothing and I look miserable. No, you think he'll see. He doesn't see. And they don't care. Otherwise, they'd be here. So all you have to do is consider yourself. And the reason I added that, I did that. I was miserable for a while. And that entered my mind. Well, he's got to see how much he affected me. And that's got to have influence. Do you know what I mean? No. That just means they know they can string you along a little bit more. Which is the abominable part of their behavior. Get up. Rinse your face. Start eating right. And like I said, go through the actions of it. Just the actions of something. Say, every day I'm going to do this. Or every day I'm going to listen to this podcast. Or read, if you have a self-help book. This is the time to pick up and dust off all those things that you have. Everything that you want to do. Do it now. It'll help. I promise.